Who actually saw Helsing's reaction and review for Thunderbirds?
I think I'm pretty
been a
sure it did.
while.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've never seen it.
Hang on.
It's been a while since I watched it.
Oh my God!
Okay,
There's somebody
boring.
who did Perfect Cell versus Ugandan Knuckle.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Wait, what?
If
Oh,
anyone
God.
if anyone have ever seen Wild and Out, half of the All That cast is going to be part of that one episode.
Which episode?
I don't know yet, but I can tell it has, of course, Kel Mitchell, Lori Beth Denberg, Josh Server, and Keenan Thompson.
Oh.
Hmm. 7 people have disliked this video. What is wrong with you people?
I think the thing you should be asking is, what is right with you people?
Everyone at 0.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go on. There it is.
Alrighty.
All right.
You got it, Lids?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1, play.
Huh. I didn't know it was that recent.
Hmm.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, we are continuing the countdown to episode 600 by taking a look at the movie that came in second place.
God damn, this is almost going to be a year old.
It is a sci-fi fantasy film from 2004 called Thunderbirds. Now, Thunderbirds is based on a television series that I've only seen a little bit of. Thunderbirds, I think I've only seen about 7 or 8 episodes of it. It was a show made entirely with puppets about...
Seems like a decent enough amount to get a good idea of the show.
From various accidents, mishaps, disasters, and what have you, using their awesome array of vehicles. They also dealt with terrorists and a bunch of other stuff. It was really a fascinating show, at least from the 6 or 7 episodes I've seen. Now, I have friends who are diehard Thunderbirds fans who've seen every episode of...
I wonder who he's talking about, MJ.
I've seen both movies from, or both movies directly tied to the original series, as well as most other Thunderbirds things. When the subject of this movie comes up, all happiness and joy just drains from them.
I can
This
confirm
movie
this.
apparently is the worst thing to ever have the Thunderbirds name attached to it. And that very well could be. I even know people who've never seen the original Thunderbird show speak very ill of this movie. I have no idea if this thing is going to be any good at all. I honestly am hoping for it to be at least a little bit watchable, but considering how much people have dumped on this thing, those hopes are very, very slim. But hey, who knows? This thing could actually be decent. I have no idea. The only way I'm going to find out is if I shut up and I push play. And I'm going to do that right now. And so, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Thunderbirds are go.
Nice.
Good luck.
Yep.
20 minutes later.
Are we at any point going to get a character who's even marginally likable in this movie? Guys, like I said, I've seen a few episodes of the original Thunderbirds show. The characters there were actually interesting and likable. Every character here is either boring, stupid, or a massive douchebag. It really isn't helping this thing, especially when the sets look kind of sort of cheap.
And they were
the
children.
CG would have been primitive by 1994 standards, much less 2004 when the fucking thing was made. My God, guys, this thing has just started and it already feels like a goddamn chore to watch.
It wasn't wrong.
I swear to God, guys, I really
19 minutes
hated
later.
this movie. The 3 characters we are forced to follow all suck. Not a single one of them are fucking Our villain,
He's not
Hood,
wrong.
should be a likable character. The Hood was amazing in the fucking series. not only is the hood poorly written here, but Ben Kingsley isn't even fucking trying. Ben Kingsley as the hood should be dreamcasting.
I know, it's like, I would agree.
No,
Yeah.
motherfucker isn't trying. He put more effort
Well, then
into
again,
his
this is Ben
performance in
Kingsley.
Blood Rain than he is in
This
this.
is a better performance than the one in Blood Rain.
Ben Kingsley's performance in Blood Rain was better than his performance here.
Damn.
That's fucking tragic, dude.
Jesus Christ.
I really want this thing to be over.
Also, is it weird that he looks like a Star Trek villain?
This is gonna suck. You know, guys, just
Minutes
when I thought
later.
I'd seen the worst CG this movie could possibly churn up, then we see a hive of CG bees that looked horrible.
No, not the bees. Not the bees.
Comment?
They're in my
Fucking CG beehive looking like shit. This movie's giving me nothing else to work with. The story's going nowhere fast. The only thing I
My
can possibly
eyes.
comment on, besides the fact that every character is dull and boring as shit, is that the CG hive of bees was probably some of the worst I've seen in a movie in a long time. God damn it. When the fuck does this thing end?
I was asking the same
Can I
thing
just
when I
stop
saw this
watching now? No,
originally.
of fucking course I can. I'm fucking locked in. I'm going to finish this. It's going
Has
to
he ever
suck.
stopped a movie
I'm gonna
like
fucking
midway
finish
through?
this thing.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I have a question. So, earlier in the film, when the Hood was able to arrive on Tracy Island and was able to commandeer the command post, he was able to essentially take over and, for the most part, shut down Thunderbird 5. That tells me that from the fucking command post, you're able to control and override the various
hold on,
ships
my
which
dog's
the Tracy family uses. Why then did Brains just let the Hood and Thunderbird 2 fly all the way to London and not do shit? This movie has already established that you're able to control International Rescue's vehicles from that fucking command center. So why is any of this even happening? Holy shit, that just wow. There guys is bad writing, and then there's shit like this. Shit like this is unforgivably garbage. Oh my god. Well, at least good news is this piece of trash is almost over. Thank fuck for that. But really, it can't end soon enough for me. Well, guys, that was Thunderbirds. Jesus fucking Christ. That apparently was...
Poor Emmer looks like he's about to puke.
Stop, please.
I am so sorry.
Okay.
I did wish him well before we went to watch this
I
movie.
have to make
He's like,
a point
oh
clear
dear.
before I start talking about this movie.
I
'Cause
think I did.
apparently, the person who worked on this movie, the person who wrote the script, does not know this. So now I feel that it has to be explained. The Thunderbirds are not the name of the team piloting the ships.
I remember James said the same thing in his reaction and review UK of it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Alan Tracy and his family are not the Thunderbirds. They are International Rescue. At least they went to the effort to put International Rescue on the ships. But the script still insists on calling the Tracy family the Thunderbirds, and that dug into my soul a little bit. And I want you to think about this, guys. I've only seen
Oh
a
my
few
God.
episodes of the fucking show.
It's like it's like calling it's like calling Aang in the Avatar movie Ong.
Mm.
Oh, that pissed me. Oh, that annoyed me so
That made
much.
a lot of people mad.
Not the team of
Oh,
the
that
Tracy
pissed
family.
One
me
of the-
off.
Family are called International
Ugh.
Rescue.
It's supposed to be
His name is
it's supposed to be culturally more appropriate. Fuck you! It's a fantasy movie.
Me every single fucking
Yeah.
time they did it.
I just remember the nostalgia
Okay.
critic review of
Now
that.
that I got that
My God.
off my
Oh,
chest,
yeah.
Let's talk about this goddamn movie.
Favorite part of
Jesus
Like, his
fucking
name is
Christ, what a
Sokka,
fucking
asshole.
shitty
not
movie.
Ahsoka.
Okay.
I just remember
Might as well start
he
with the
spliced the
simple
reactions
writers
to
who know
the
difference between
the original characters in the
National
show,
Rescue and
Bless you.
Thunderbirds,
and I'm like,
hey,
oh my
that's-
god, yeah.
Again,
What the hell?
that's totally minor. And
Oh,
since this
God.
is technically a fucking adaptation, perhaps in this fucking continuity,
Go
they
back to the
call themselves
Fire Nation.
Thunderbirds and paint International Rescue on the hull of every one of their ships just because it looks cool. I don't fucking know. Anyway, beyond that little minor nerdy nitpick, the writing in this thing is hideous. It is. Because guys, again, I've only seen a handful of Thunderbirds episodes, but some things I remember incredibly well from those episodes was that the writing was sharp, the writing was witty at times, the writing was actually kind of funny. In a series that wasn't supposed to be a comedy, it did have some funny moments. And when it had to be serious, it was written incredibly well. Jerry Anderson was able to craft amazing stories using his cast of characters. This thing, on the other hand, turns the entire Tracy family into a bunch of cookie cutter douchebags. You could literally swap out every single one of the Tracy brothers except for Alan, because we follow Alan for the whole fucking movie, and Jeff because, well, Jeff actually is given a little bit of personality.
Yeah, I pointed this
And of
out in
course,
my
Jeff,
review.
and of course Jeff is their dad, so naturally he's got a slightly different personality. But every other member of the Tracy family is completely changeable. The only thing that changes from brother
He's
to
not
brother
wrong.
is what
Yeah.
brand of faggy haircut each of them has. Otherwise, they're the same goddamn character.
No, they're the Backstreet
It
Boys.
basically looks as if Jeff fucking Tracy
Oh, dear
was
Lord.
cloning douchebags on his fucking island and just started calling them his sons. And Alan was the weird one
Oh,
who
watch
got
for this
just a
bit.
shred of personality.
Uh-oh.
Mind you, Shred is still being generous. He doesn't have much outside of he's the youngest and he really, really wants to be a Thunderbird. Oh. He wants to be a Thunderbird so badly. Oh, God, Jesus. Fucking. And that's it for characters, guys. Okay? We actually have we do have Lady fucking Penelope in here. She has a little bit of personality. Not fucking much, but she has more than anyone else in this goddamn movie fucking does. Our villain is the Hood, who is the most well-known Thunderbirds villain out there. They stripped all of his fucking personality away. Oh, geez, guys, the characters here are all lifeless. The story is... Okay, the story, I'm going to touch on the story a little bit, because when I saw a movie called Thunderbirds, I assumed we were going to be following International Rescue. We were going to be following Jeff and all of the other established members of International Rescue who go out and they do their shit. That lasts for less than 20 minutes. And then the Hood sneaks onto Tracy Island and essentially commandeers everything. He basically knocks out Thunderbird 5 and then traps all of International Rescue up there, leaving Alan and his two fucking idiot friends to try to stop everything. And that leads to a bit of a plot hole, because if the Hood was able to do that, if the Hood was able to shut down Thunderbird 5 and was able to commandeer Thunderbird 3 so that way they couldn't do anything up there, then that means that the fucking command center on Tracy Island is able to shut down anything and everything. So that means that once Alan and his buddies and Brains all like take over Tracy Island again, and Brains is left to run the fucking command center, wouldn't you think he would be able to then take fucking control of Thunderbird 2 and stop the Hood from wreaking havoc in London and thus sort of stopping the final act? Maybe, I don't know, fly him to fucking, I don't know, like Siberia, and just, and just sort of leave him fucking locked in there until the rest of International Rescue shows up.
Seriously,
Do
that plot
anything.
hole big enough you
But
can drive
no,
a Mack truck
apparently,
through.
only Thunderbird 5 and Thunderbird 3 are under fucking control in the command center because fuck you, that's why. I guess that's the only reason that...
He's been listening to you, Kaiju.
The story is absolute shit, because instead of following a team of characters who are actually cool, we're following three fucking kids who are probably all about 14 or 15, and they all have the personality of a dead fucking cat. It's not interesting. Our characters sucked. Our story was terrible. The pacing, Jesus fuck, guys, I found myself looking up shit on Amazon out of pure boredom and just looking up every so often, and I didn't finish shit because the pacing in this thing is that goddamn bad, and so little happens across an hour and 40 minutes. It's pretty goddamn sad. Anyway,
What acting?
that is writing. The writing in this thing was awful. What about the acting? Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh lordy.
What
The only guy
acting?
who actually put in any level of effort, the only actor in this entire film who put in even the slightest bit of effort was Bill Paxton as Jeff Tracy. Bill
May God rest
Paxton
his soul.
actually tried.
Mhm.
No one else did. No one else even fucking bothered. We have a cast made up of people, most of which I have never heard of, but oh well. None of them fucking tried. The one who should probably shock me, but really doesn't, is Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley was cast to play the Hood. And just thinking about it, if I could have thought of any actor who would have been born to play the Hood, Ben Kingsley would have been at the top of that fucking list. Unfortunately, this movie was made back in 2004 when Ben Kingsley forgot how to fucking act and forgot how to pick movies that were decent, wound up being in garbage like this, and of all things, Blood fucking Rain. He was in Blood Rain. And in both of them, his acting was shit. I'm going to tell you, his acting was better in Blood Rain than it was here. That's saying a lot. That speaks fucking volumes. But yeah, Ben Kingsley could have put in a decent effort, and he fucking didn't. Okay? That's shameful. No one else here even tried. The only one who came even close is Bill fucking Paxton. And if this was actually written properly and actually followed International Rescue, we would have gotten a lot more of Bill Paxton as Jeff Tracy. Unfortunately, because we're following a fucking 13-year-old version of Alan and his two fucking friends, we only get about 20 minutes with Paxton. So that honestly just makes a bad movie worse. The fact that we have the one actor who's actually trying and he gets relegated to the fucking background. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay. So, just basically put a nice little bow on this, the acting sucked fat dick.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Special effects.
That is
I'm gonna break
brutal.
this into a few things. I first want to talk about the actual Thunderbird ships. I want to talk about the way that the ships looked. That much I cannot complain about, because what they did was they took the way that all the ships looked in the original show
look too
from
bad
the
in the
60s,
movies.
and they gave them a slightly sleeker, modern redo, and it looks really cool. And it's not just the Thunderbird ships. It's not just Thunderbirds 1 through 5. It's also Lady Penelope's car. Also got a nice modern spin. Looks great. Would have been even better if all this shit was rendered in CG that didn't fucking eat big bowls of shit. But oh well. Guys, the CG here.
I thought the CG was okay,
this movie was made in
personally.
2004, and I had my mindset for CG that would have been reasonable by 2004 standards. And then I started watching this fucker, and we got CG that would have been laughable in 1994, much less 2004. So the CG makes this thing almost unwatchable. Cap it off with some of the worst blue screen I've seen in a major studio film in fucking ages.
Ouchie.
My God, no, guys, there is a scene where Alan and Jeff are talking, and the chroma key in the background is so glaringly obvious, it almost hurts.
Wow.
I never thought I'd get to talk about shitty chroma key in a fucking major studio film. This thing, guys, was made by Universal. Okay, it was made by Universal Pictures. Had a pretty sizable fucking budget, and they couldn't even get chroma key right because the lighting is all fucked up, and it looks really shit. So we have that, and we have awful CG. We have just terrible special effects from start to finish. And it really does take your horrible script and your shitty acting and makes the whole thing worse because the CG is crap. What about sound mix? Again, I'm going to break this down into a few things. The sound mix, for the most part, is fine in terms of vocals and dialogue. All of that comes off fine. And then there's the sound effects.
Uh-oh.
What pin-headed chimp thought it was a good idea
Oh.
to put
Damn!
sound effects in select scenes of this movie. I probably wouldn't have minded
Pinheaded
if
chimps.
these
Goddamn.
goofy-ass, cartoonish
Jesus,
sounding sound
Emmer.
effects were there for the entire
Damn,
movie.
man.
But they're not. They're only in about 4 goddamn scenes, and they really just drop all, and they really take what little quality is in that scene and drop them even further because the sound effects don't fit. Okay? When somebody's winding up for a punch and they're doing the stupid arm fucking like wind up thing, and you hear
Oh,
a
no.
cartoon wind up sound, that really looks awful.
What the
in that
fuck?
same scene, Mullion, who is one of
that.
who's one
Why?
of the Hood's minions, is kicked in the fucking groin, and it's greeted with a bell sound, which just
What the hell?
so out of place
Mhm.
compared to everything else in this
Oh,
goddamn
God, I'm
movie.
starting to remember
If they
that
didn't
it
have
hurt.
those
It hurts
shitty
now.
sound effects in those 4 or 5 scenes,
I think
I
that was a
could
place I locked
probably
away
have
in my
given
memory.
Sound Mix a pass, because everything else is fine. Unfortunately, those fucking sound effects ruin what few scenes they are in, and considering the fact that those scenes were all fucking ready hobbled by terrible fucking writing and horrendous acting and CG that is laughably shit, it really, guys, is just problems on top of more problems on top of more motherfucking problems. This movie is a fucking parade of failure. It almost hurts to even think. The music, all right. The score is all right. The score is passable. The soundtrack
Yeah.
is shit, though.
That much
You
you
guys
guys
heard
know.
that song that was playing over the closing credits. Some shitbag fagaloon pop song that is set to the
Oh.
original Thunderbirds
What?
theme. When I started to
Jesus!
hear that, my
Oh
soul
my
died
God.
just
He is
slightly.
going in!
Fuck the soundtrack to this godforsaken movie. That was shit. Ultimately, guys, when all is said and
Wait
done,
for
am
it.
I able to recommend Thunderbirds? What the fuck do you think? No. Fuck.
Damn!
Again, I'm not even a big fan of Thunderbirds, and I'm going to tell you, this thing is complete shit. I have not been this let down by a movie in a long motherfucking time. Guys, I honestly was at least expecting something decent. The only positive I can really grant is, or the way the ships are designed looks cool. I can't even fucking say that the
ships
ships
look neat, I
that
guess.
themselves look cool because the CG which was used to render them is absolute garbage. Fuck this movie and fuck the people who worked on it. And the one I really want to point out is the man who directed this. The man who directed this was Jonathan Frakes. The man who played William Riker on Star Trek
Wow,
Next
and I thought
Generation.
I said fuck a
Mr.
lot.
Frakes, I want to know, because before you took on this fucking job directing this movie, I'm going to assume that you got to look at the script, and you got to actually see if it was a script that was worth filming and that you would want to put your goddamn name on it. So, Mr. Frakes, my question to you is this. What the fuck possessed you to actually sit down, read this absolute abortion of a fucking script and go, yep, I can totally make this into a fucking movie? There is no reason that this goddamn thing should have ever been made. And if Universal was absolutely hell-bent on this script being the one used, Jonathan, you could have just walked the fuck away and you could have directed almost anything else. But no, you opted to fucking direct this, and it absolutely torpedoed your fucking career as a film director. Justifiably so, because you were stupid enough to make this. So fuck you for your poor career career choices there, Will. Fuck you, Riker.
Wow.
Eat my ass.
Oh, wow.
Dear God,
I
Bruts!
really should
Tell us
try
how
to
you
wrap up
really
this,
feel.
because otherwise I'm just going to keep on
Wow.
talking about how awful this fucking movie is. Thunderbirds came off of the Amazon wish list. I guess I should mention that. The person who sent it in was Robert. Robert sent in a lot of movies for this series, and I thank him immensely every time. Please, guys, swing on over to Robert's Amazon profile.
Robert
check
just
out,
wanted
check
you
out
to
everything
suffer, man.
that he has written over there. He really has some he has some really, really cool fucking reviews written over there. Certainly a lot better than the shitbag movie I just watched. You'll probably have a lot more fun reading everything that he has over there. It would certainly be a lot more entertaining than actually sitting down and watching this motherfucking thing. But Robert, I thank you. Once more, guys, please swing over to Robert's Amazon profile. Check out everything that he has. Jesus fucking God. I'm sorry, guys. Just... I'm still trying to process the fucking movie I just watched, and it's starting to give me a headache, like right here, like right in like the center of my fucking forehead. I can just feel a throbbing pain. So I'm gonna go pop some.
Oh, I've
aspirin.
had those headaches.
I'm gonna go find something good. I don't know what. Yeah, I know.
And
Because around the same time,
never
there was
thought a
another
movie could
that
be
was
so
inspired
bad
by
it would cause a
Thunderbirds that came out.
migraine.
It's a movie I've seen. It's a movie I actually enjoy. And that was Team America World Police, which used the same...
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Jerry Anderson was the original Thunderbird.
One of the
That's a
most
fun
And it's
un-PC
actually-
movies
it's
ever.
actually- It's actually
don't-
more
it
like
don't
the original
care.
Thunderbirds than this fucking thing
Oh
was.
shit!
So I'm gonna go watch
Well,
that.
it's Matt Stone and
That
Trey
movie's fucking
Parker. They don't
amazing.
exactly have a filter.
And I'm going to go...
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna go
love
find
them
a
for it.
dumpster fire, and I'm gonna go throw this son of a bitch in there, because that's really where it fucking belongs. Anyway, guys, with that, we come to the close of another
Throw it in
reaction
a
and
fire!
review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.
Jeez.
Wow.
and he just earned a subscriber.
Just damn.
I
Emma,
thought you
you
hated that movie.
Emmer, you departed from this world way too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw that review originally, I was just like, wow, dude.
I've never seen someone tear into a movie like that, and I normally watched a lot of Emmer's reaction and reviews. But some of them tend to be more positive than negative, like how he loved Tokyo Gore Police.
Mm.
Let's see. That was
And
fun.
one of Peter Jackson's earlier projects, Meet the Feebles.
Oh yeah, love that movie.
Yeah, I think it came out when he was still in film school.
yeah. I do remember that being one of Emmer's first movies that he covered on his show.